The Blue Jays, after getting shut out 1-0 yesterday against the New York Yankees, or I guess a couple days ago now, go out, last night against the Texas Rangers at Rogers Center and absolutely unload on them like it's batting practice. They beat them 19-4 in the series opener, 19 runs on 21 hits. And the Blue Jays break out the big bats. Everyone contributes offensively, and they crunch the Texas Rangers and are only 22 games under 500. The reason I say only is because at one point they were like 27 or 28 games under. They were playing awful. And to see this team having a 50-win season so far, 50-72, I mean, it's not very appetizing, but it steps in the right direction for the Blue Jays, and they're playing a lot better ball over the last few months, and it's really nice to see this young regime really taking over the ball team, even though the pitching right now isn't really what we hoped it would be as of yet. All right, but let's get to this ball game, and the Texas Rangers are actually the team who got on the board first. In the top of the second inning, Nomar Mazara crushed a ball from Brock Stewart to dead center field into the flight deck, making it 1-0 Rangers early on. Now, going back to the first inning, though, Neil Ramirez, just recently acquired and was in AAA Buffalo for not too long, got his first outing as a Toronto Blue Jay, went an inning, didn't allow a hit, didn't walk a batter, didn't strike out a batter, and didn't allow a run. Just a clean slate for Neil Ramirez in his first outing as a Blue Jay as the opener, and I thought he did really well. I thought he looked real nice out there, throwing strikes, and that's really what you want to see. You know, when you're, I wouldn't say relievers, but when your openers come out there in that first game, in the first inning, you want to see strikes. The reason you have the opener is just to get through an inning, to get through the middle of the order early in the ball game, and that's exactly what happened there with Neil Ramirez. He went 1, 2, 3, inning over. Good job. And then obviously Mazara hit the solo shot off of Brock Stewart, but then the Blue Jays offense, it started to kick into gear. Bottom of the second inning, Brandon Drury singles to center field. Randall Grichuk comes in to score. A couple batters later, Bo Bichette singles to center field. Derek Fisher comes in to score on the play. And just like that, the Jays have a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second. Great job there. Bottom of the third inning. Here we go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on base. Justin Smoke on the very first pitch crushes one to right field, and it's gone. 2-run shot, smoke bomb for Justin Smoke. And it's a 2-run shot, giving the Jays the 4-1 lead. Next batter, Randall Grichuk. And boy, oh boy, did he unload on a pitch. A 2-1 count, and he crushes it to left center field on a line, and it's gone. It's 5-1 Blue Jays. Oh, and we're just getting started, people. Bottom of the fourth inning, the next inning, Vladdy comes up, and he singles to center field. Jansen comes in to score, Bichette up to second. It's 6-1 Blue Jays. Then Justin Smoke comes up again, and he doubles to center field. Bichette comes in, Vladdy to third. And it's a 7-1 Jays lead. They continue to pile it on. Then Randall Grichuk comes up, and he hits a ground rule double left field. Vladdy and Smokey come in to score. I think it's a 9-1 lead at this point. You know, and then Brandon Drury a few batters later with the bases loaded. I mean, the Jays are already crushing them at this point. And Brandon Drury unloads a ball to left field, and it's a grand slam. His first career grand slam for Brandon Drury. It is a 13-1 Jays lead. And they have 13 runs in the first 4 innings. Anybody keep an eye on that Astros 23-2 whomping over Baltimore? You can smell something like that brewing in this game. It was incredible. And then you go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Justin Smoke then doubles to center field. Bo Bichette comes in to score, Vladdy to third, and the Jays continue to pile on. It's 14-1. And then Randall Grichuk comes out and grounds out to Elvis Andrus, but Vladdy comes in to score, making it a 15-1 lead, and they were done in the next inning. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Kevin Biggio comes up, and he doubles to right field. Jansen and Bichette come in to score. It is a 17-1 Blue Jays advantage. And up until this point, Brock Stewart was pitching really, really well for the Blue Jays. And then you go to the bottom of the 7th, or the top of the 7th, and he gives up a solo shot to Willie Calhoun and Rougned Odor. Both balls were crunched. All 3 home runs that he gave up, all solo shots, but all 3 balls were absolutely crunched by the Texas Rangers. But it still makes it 17-3. And then Danny Jansen comes up in the bottom of the 8th against former Blue Jay Jeff Mathis on the mound because you're down by 14 runs. Why would you throw another bullpen guy out there? And with Derek Fisher on, who singled to lead off the inning, Jansen crushes a ball to left field, and he crushed it pretty good. And it's gone. A 2-run shot from Danny Jansen, making it 19-3. And then Trevino hits a single off of Justin Schaefer in the top of the 9th inning to make it a 19-4 ball game. And that is all she wrote. The Blue Jays offense just piles it on. Like we said earlier, 19 runs on 21 hits. The Blue Jays do not commit an error. They don't allow their second run until the 7th inning. The pitching was good up until that point. You had the offense cooking. You played good defense, and you won a ball game. Now let's go through these stats because holy smokes, there's a lot. Bo Bichette went 4 for 6 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. He's hitting .394 with an on base of .444 for Bo Bichette. He has been spectacular. Through the first 15 games of his young career. Ideally, it's only 15 games. You want to see him over 100 game span, 90 game span, kind of where Vladdy is right now. And then we'll talk about it. But I don't expect Bo Bichette to be a .390 hitter his career. Don't expect that, people. All right, Kevin Biggio, he went 2 for 6 in the ball game with 2 RBIs. Obviously, the 2-run double that he had to make it 17-1. Or 17-3, I think it was. 17-3? No, it was 17-1 at that point. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had a good ball game. He went 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. He also walked once in the ball game. He's hitting .276 on the year. Vladdy is really, really playing well over the last, I'd say month or so. He's done really, really well. And Justin Smoke had a great ball game. We haven't been able to say that a lot lately. He went 3 for 5, had 4 RBIs, the home run, and scored a couple runs in the ball game. He's now hitting, I think, .211 on the season. Randall Grichuk had a great ball game. I think he does not like playing the New York Yankees, as a lot of Blue Jays seem to not like and enjoy that. But that's what happens when you're one of the best teams in the league, right? You pitch very well. And Grichuk was so happy to see the Texas Rangers in town because he went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, the home run, and scored 3 runs. Did Randall Grichuk. His batting average up to .238 on the year, 21st home run on the season. Leads the Blue Jays in that category. And Teoscar Hernandez went 1 for 4 in the game with a run scored and a walk in this one. Good to see for him. And Derek Fisher, 1 for 3, walked twice and scored 3 runs. I know people are going to say his batting average sucks, and it's not the greatest at .213, but you look at his production, and that's the thing I like to look at when it comes to a younger player who we're trying to learn about. And Derek Fisher, I gotta say, in his last, 4 games, he has a total of 4 walks. He walked twice in the game against Texas. He didn't get a walk in that Yankee game, but if you combined the last 4 games, he has 4 walks, and he's, what is he, 2 for 9? Not the greatest, but he's getting on base. And you know what? At the bottom of the lineup, when you're trying to turn the lineup over to the big guys, that is exactly what you need to do. And to see him out there, guys, he has 11 walks in 28 games. That is pretty damn solid. The fact that he's walked 4 times in the last 4, he's looked pretty good. And a good day for Derek Fisher at the plate there yesterday. And the bottom of the lineup, once again, spitting all over the place, contributing as usual. Brandon Drury's been red hot lately. Went 2 for 5 with 5 RBIs, had the home run and the run scored in this one. He's hitting .232 on the year. Brandon Drury's slowly bringing that average up and slowly putting a pretty good season together. And Danny Jansen had a really good ball game, 3 for 5, two RBIs on the 2-run shot that he had, scored 3 runs. He's hitting .212 on the season. So Brock Stewart's starting the ball game. Yeah, it doesn't look as beautiful as it once did, but 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. Didn't walk a batter and struck out 3. Yeah, it didn't look as good as it was before, until he gave it the 2 solo shots. But overall, pretty good start for Brock Stewart. And Buddy Boshears came out, went an inning in the 3rd, didn't allow a hit, walked the batter, and struck out 2, so he was pretty good. And Justin Schaefer, my man, who's been incredible this season, had a tough time there in the top of the 9th, inning in the 3rd, 3 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run, and struck out a batter. So, what a ball game it was for the Blue Jays. Game 2 of the series goes tonight, actually. It's a 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Lance Lynn, Thomas Pannone is the pitching matchup there at Rogers Center. All right, now before we end off the video, I want to go down to the minor leagues here and see what happened on the farm. Great news, Jays fans. 18-year-old Simeon Woods Richardson, the guy they acquired in the Marcus Stroman trade. And if you do recall watching my video, I think it was like a couple nights ago, you'll know that I talked about Anthony Kay and how he went 6 unreal innings for the Buffalo Bisons. Well, today, the other player we acquired in the Marcus Stroman deal, he was dominant down in Dunedin. Remember, he is 18 in Dunedin. 18. There's nobody down there in 18 years old down in Dunedin for the Blue Jays right now. The best they got is Perdinho. He's 18, but he's in Lansing. And Woods Richardson was incredible there last night. Went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, and struck out 5 guys. Shut out in 5 innings. He was incredible, dropping his ERA to 3.95 down in Dunedin. And for a guy who's 18 years old, that's awesome to see. It's really positive to see for Blue Jay fans down there in the minor leagues. Alejandro Kirk had a good night at the plate. Sorry, I think it was an afternoon game, so a good afternoon at the plate. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored in the game. His average has jumped right back up to 297 after that recent little struggle that he had. Gotten right back up there to 297. Good to see for him. Nothing really else offensively, though. They won 2-0 in the shutout there. Down in Lansing, all right, Sean Weimer, Blue Jays top 10 round pick there last year, who's had a rocky season, had a really good start there yesterday, picked up 7th win on the year, went 5 1/3 of only 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and give up the 1 home run. It must have been a solo shot, and struck out 3 guys. His ERA is still 5.75, but a very positive start for Sean Weimer in the ball game there yesterday. Griffin Conine went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts and a run scored in the game, so had a tough night at the plate. But Gabriel Moreno went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He's hitting 300 in the year, got that average right back up to 300 for him. Good to see. And Yorman Rodriguez, the guy we've been talking about over the last few days, the guy that just got recalled to Lansing, continues to tear it apart. Went 2 for 4 with a run scored again. He's hitting .526 in his first 4 or 5 games down in Lansing. Again, it's very short sample size, but he has continued to rip the ball apart as he did down in Vancouver, and he's continuing to do so at Lansing. All right, nothing really crazy going down there for Vancouver. No Adam Kloffenstein and no Alek Manoah on the mound there for them yesterday. Down in Bluefield, I think they had a pretty good ball game, didn't they? Well, they lost 6-4 in that game yesterday. But let's just check it out to see what the positives are from that game. Miguel Geraldo went 2 for 5 in the ball game. He's hitting .305 in the year. Leonardo Jimenez went 1 for 5 in the game there yesterday, so it's good to see there. But that's really about it. That's really about it down there, and nothing good for the Gulf Coast League. I already checked that out earlier, so that's that. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to wrap this video up. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed last night's ball game, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on Simeon Woods Richardson, the guy we talked about a little bit earlier on there. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the minor leagues of the Blue Jays, everything about this team, and we are slowly, day in, day out, seeing this Blue Jays team transform into a much better ball team, and it is exciting to watch. Next year is going to be a lot of fun. And hey, are we going to start pushing for a wild card spot next year? If this team continues to grow the way we have been seeing this year, I can't see why not. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first up, we play tomorrow night, or I guess now it's tonight, as the Blue Jays take on the Rangers in Game 2 of the 3-game series. They look to win the series against the Texas Rangers. All right, tonight, as Lance Lynn is on the mound for the Rangers and Thomas Pannone on the mound for the Blue Jays. It's a 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center, all right? So, guys, comment down below everything, all that great stuff, guys. Check out my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. If you did not see the brain injury grand slam, if I'm not mistaken, he did post that on the Blue Jays Wave Instagram, so go check that out. All right, guys, please do so. Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff, and I'll talk to you guys tonight in the Game 2 of the 3-game series against the Texas Rangers. Lance Lynn, Thomas Pannone are the starters. 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.